From the city where Wicked isn't a Broadway play, it's a way of life.
It's NESN's Comedy All-Stars, where stand-up comedy and sports collide. Tonight's guests:
Jimmy Dunn, J.L. Cauvin, Frank Santarelli. Up next, J.L. Cauvin.
Rocky V comes along, and we don't really talk about that one, because if the Rocky films were a family, that would be the one that went to prison.
And we are back with more Comedy All-Stars. Our next guest, a very funny man who you may have seen on The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. Please welcome J.L. Cauvin.
Thank you. That was almost like you'd heard of me. I am very tall, bordering on freakish. I love it when people ask me how tall I am, especially girls in bars. That's my favorite. Always the same conversation. Excuse me and my friend, we have a bet. How tall are you? 6'7". Wow, that's really tall. Do you play in the NBA? Have you ever heard of the Seattle Supersonics? No. I play for them. Oh. Works like a charm. Yeah, I am a pretty big dude, but I am still falling very short of my idols, which are the world's strongest men. You know if you've ever seen these guys on ESPN2 at 4 in the morning? Love them. They're literally like transformers, these guys. But they don't transform into anything except giant European men. But it's a cool title, The World's Strongest Man. But the tests they do, not very practical. You know, has any firefighter ever been in an engine on the way to the fire going, all right, we're 8 blocks from the fire. Oh no, our engine just broke down. How are we going to get there? Oh good, Sven von Svensgaard is pulling the engine. We'll be there in no time. Yeah. Or even better, you're at a party with some frat guys, and they're like, "Bro, our elevator just broke down. How are we gonna get these kegs up to the 3rd floor?" Oh, good. Fruchten von Fruchtenberg is just tossing kegs. Yeah. So I actually like to look to sports movies for inspiration. That's where you can see the good in sports. And I'm going to tell you, no more inspiring film saga than the Rocky film series. And they tell you a lot about race and history in America, too, so they're inspiring and they're educational. The actual alternative title for the Rocky film series was What White People Were Afraid of That Year. Rockies 1 and 2, right after the Civil Rights Movement. Who's our hero? An illiterate, dumb white guy. Who's our villain? An articulate, well-dressed black man. What does Rocky do? Knocks him out. Rocky 3 comes along. Same color, different problem. It's the urban black male. All right, so you want aggression, you want bad grammar, chains, cue Mr. T. And what does Rocky do? He knocks him out. Eye of the tiger. So by mid-'80s, we're done with race because Rocky has conquered black people. So it's on to political ideology. And who better to topple communism than a 5'6", half-retarded Italian? Yeah. You know, they want to say that Reagan brought down the wall of communism. No, not Reagan, Balboa. Rocky V comes along, and we don't really talk about that one, because if the Rocky films were a family, that would be the one that went to prison. So then Rocky VI comes along, came out recently. Back to the black guy, black villain, of course. It's been solid all these years. It's like a goodie, it's an oldie but goodie. But, inside secret, Rocky VII, because Rocky VI was a success, they're talking Rocky VII. Out of the wheelchair, back in the ring one more time. And I can tell you right now, you probably figured it out. I know who the villain's going to be already. Gay Arab. Hey, that's my time, everybody. Thanks a lot.
That was awesome, man. J.L. Cauvin, everybody. J.L. Cauvin. Wow. We will be right back with more Comedy All-Stars after this message. I loved it.